There are some vehicles you see every day, and then there are vehicles that make you stop and look twice. The Tata Winger is one of those names. For years, the Winger has been known for one thing above all: space. But what if Tata takes that familiar formula and completely changes it for 2027? What if the next Winger isn't just a practical people carrier, but a modern 7-seater designed for Indian families who want space, comfort, technology, and a premium experience? Welcome back to Motor Show Plus. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 2027 Tata Winger 7-seater, a future-inspired idea of what India's famous Winger could become. And stay with me, because the biggest question isn't how big the Winger could become, it's how premium Tata could make it. Let's start with the design. The Winger has always had a practical appearance, but imagine Tata giving the 2027 version a completely new identity: a wider front, a taller and more confident stance, a modern Tata grille, and a slim LED lighting signature stretching across the front. The headlights could become sharper and more sophisticated. The Tata logo would sit proudly in the center, and below it, a cleaner bumper with a more aerodynamic design. The goal would be simple: keep the Winger's practical character, but make it look much more modern. From the side, the 7-seat layout becomes the star: a long wheelbase, large doors, a tall roof, and plenty of glass for better visibility. But Tata could add modern touches such as flush-style door handles, stylish alloy wheels, darker window surrounds, and sharper body lines. And that would create something interesting: a vehicle with the practicality of a van, but the road presence of a modern MPV. Now let's talk about the 7 seats, because this is where Indian families will be watching closely. Imagine a cabin designed around comfort, rather than simply fitting as many people as possible. The second row could feature individual captain-style seats, large legroom, adjustable backrests, USB-C charging, individual air vents, and generous storage. The third row could be designed to be genuinely usable for adults, not just children. That's important, because a 7-seater is only useful if all 7 passengers can actually travel comfortably. And this is where Tata could make the 2027 Winger extremely interesting. Imagine the rear seats folding in multiple configurations. Need 7 seats? Use all 3 rows. Need luggage space? Fold the third row. Going on a family holiday? Create a flexible combination of passengers and luggage. One vehicle, multiple possibilities. Now step inside the front cabin. This could be one of the biggest changes. Imagine a completely redesigned dashboard, a digital driver's display, a large central touchscreen, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, wireless smartphone charging, a premium audio system, and a voice assistant that understands natural commands. You could simply say, "Turn on the rear AC," or "Find the nearest fuel station," or "Play my family playlist." The Winger would become much more than a basic people carrier. It could become a connected family vehicle. And here's where Indian conditions matter. A vehicle designed for India needs to handle much more than smooth highways. It needs to deal with traffic, broken roads, speed breakers, hot weather, long journeys, and crowded cities. So imagine the 2027 Winger using an upgraded suspension setup designed specifically for comfort on Indian roads. A pothole appears, the suspension absorbs the impact. Inside the cabin, passengers remain comfortable. And because the Winger is designed around family travel, noise insulation would also be extremely important. Imagine sitting in the third row and still being able to have a normal conversation. That would make a huge difference on long journeys. Now comes the biggest curiosity. What's going to power this thing? The answer could define the entire future of the Winger. A future version could potentially offer an improved diesel powertrain for customers who prioritize long-distance practicality and fuel economy. But Tata could also explore electrification. Imagine a Winger EV. Instant electric torque, quiet operation, lower running costs, and a battery designed for urban family travel. For a vehicle used as a city shuttle, family transporter, or business vehicle, An electric version could make a lot of sense. But Tata would have to solve one major problem: range. A 7-seater carrying 7 people, luggage, and air conditioning in India's heat would need a carefully engineered battery system, so efficiency would become extremely important. The body could be made more aerodynamic. Regenerative braking could recover energy, and intelligent energy management could help extend real-world range. But here's something many people may not expect. The future Winger doesn't necessarily have to be extremely powerful. It needs to be comfortable, reliable, economical, and practical. That's the Winger formula, and that's what Tata shouldn't lose. Now imagine the driving experience. You're carrying 6 family members. Everyone has enough space. The air conditioning is keeping the cabin cool. The suspension is quietly dealing with the road. The infotainment system is playing music, and you don't feel like you're driving a commercial vehicle. You feel like you're driving a modern family MPV. That could be the biggest transformation of all. Now let's talk about safety. A future Winger could potentially offer automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, a 360-degree camera, parking sensors, and improved structural protection. For a 7-seater, this isn't a luxury, it's essential. Because when you're carrying your family, safety matters more than horsepower. And Tata has another opportunity: make the Winger feel premium without making it unnecessarily expensive. Imagine soft touch materials, durable but comfortable seats, ambient lighting, a panoramic-style roof, premium upholstery, and a quiet cabin. Not luxury for the sake of showing off, but luxury that families can actually use. Now comes the question everyone will ask: how much could the 2027 Tata Winger 7-seater cost? There are no confirmed 2027 production specifications or official pricing for this future concept. But if Tata positioned a future Winger as a premium 7-seat family vehicle, pricing would likely depend heavily on the powertrain, trim level, technology, and market. A diesel version could target value-conscious buyers, while an electric or premium variant could command a higher price. And that could create something very interesting. One Winger, different versions for different Indian families. But there's an even bigger question. Could the Winger become a genuine alternative to popular 7-seaters and MPVs in India? Imagine comparing it with the Toyota Innova, Kia Carnival, Maruti Ertiga, or other family-focused vehicles. The Winger's advantage would always be the same: space. But in 2027, space alone may not be enough. It needs style, technology, comfort, safety, efficiency, and value. If Tata can combine all 5, the Winger could become much more interesting than people expect. And perhaps that's why the 2027 Winger deserves attention. Because sometimes, the vehicles people underestimate become the ones that surprise everyone. Imagine seeing this new Winger on an Indian highway. 7 people inside, luggage in the back, modern LED lights glowing at night, a completely redesigned cabin, and an electric version silently moving through the city. Would you still call it a van? Or would you finally call it a premium Indian family MPV? Of course, there's an important reality check. The 2027 Tata Winger 7-seater discussed in this video is a future-inspired concept. Tata Motors has not officially confirmed all of the design, specifications, features, powertrain options, range, performance, or pricing imagined here. Actual production details, if announced, could be very different. But that's what makes this interesting, because the question isn't only, what will the next Winger look like? The bigger question is, what does India actually want from a 7-seater in the future? More space? Better mileage? Electric power? Premium comfort? Or simply, a vehicle that can carry the entire family without compromise? Now we want to hear from you. If Tata launches a new 7-seater Winger for India, would you buy it? And what would you choose? Diesel, hybrid, or fully electric? Tell us in the comments. And if you want more Indian cars, future Tata models, 7-seaters, electric vehicles, classic revivals, and automotive concepts, subscribe to Motor Show Plus. because the next big Indian family car could be very different from what we expect. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next automotive story.